The conflict in Ukraine sent shockwaves through the global order, triggering a cascade of economic sanctions aimed at crippling Russia's financial foundation.
Led by the United States and its European allies, these unprecedented measures were designed to isolate Russia from the global financial system, restrict its access to critical technologies, and ultimately pressure the Kremlin to alter its course.
The initial impact was swift and severe, sending the Russian ruble into freefall and triggering fears of a catastrophic economic collapse.
However, Russia, with its history of weathering economic storms, proved more resilient than many anticipated.
This essay delves into the intricate web of sanctions, their impact on Russia's economy, and the strategies employed by the Kremlin to navigate this turbulent period. We will explore the sectors most affected, the government's response, and the implications for Russia's long-term economic trajectory. The sanctions were strategically calibrated to target the pillars of Russia's economy, energy, finance, and technology.
Russia, a major global energy player, found itself facing bans on oil imports from key markets and restrictions on its energy companies. This dealt a blow to a crucial revenue stream, forcing Russia to seek alternative buyers and offer discounted prices.
The financial sector was equally hard hit. Russian banks were severed from SWIFT, the international payment system, crippling their ability to conduct cross-border transactions. Access to foreign capital markets dried up, and assets held abroad were frozen.
This financial isolation aimed to paralyze Russia's ability to finance its war efforts and conduct international business.
The technology sector, already grappling with existing restrictions, faced further limitations. Exports of critical technologies like semiconductors and microchips were halted, aiming to stifle Russia's military capabilities and technological advancement.
These sanctions exposed Russia's dependence on Western technology and highlighted the challenges of achieving self-sufficiency in this crucial domain.
Faced with these formidable economic challenges, the Kremlin responded with a mix of pragmatism and defiance.
The Central Bank of Russia took swift action to stabilize the plummeting ruble, introducing capital controls, raising interest rates, and mandating currency conversions for export earnings. These measures, while initially jarring, helped to curb inflation and prevent a complete financial meltdown.
Recognizing the need to reduce dependence on the West, Russia embarked on a path of import substitution, promoting domestic production and seeking alternative supply chains.
The government also implemented fiscal stimulus measures, injecting liquidity into the economy and supporting key industries. These efforts, while facing long-term challenges, demonstrated Russia's determination to adapt to its new economic reality.
Forging new alliances, the quest for economic partners.
Economic isolation forced Russia to look beyond its traditional partners and cultivate relationships with countries less aligned with the West. China, with its growing economic clout and neutral stance on the conflict, emerged as a crucial ally.
Trade between the two nations surged, with Russia increasingly relying on China for manufactured goods and technology.
India, too, became a significant trading partner, capitalizing on discounted Russian oil and expanding its own economic footprint.
This shift towards the east, while presenting logistical and geopolitical complexities, offered Russia a lifeline and underscored the evolving dynamics of the global economic order. The ruble's rollercoaster inflation and currency volatility.
Despite these adaptive measures, the Russian economy continues to grapple with the aftershocks of sanctions. Inflation, while initially contained by the central bank's intervention, remains a persistent concern.
Supply chain disruptions, import restrictions, and rising energy costs have all contributed to rising prices, eroding purchasing power and impacting living standards.
The ruble, after its initial plunge, staged a remarkable recovery, buoyed by capital controls, energy exports, and the central bank's management. However, this artificial stability masks underlying vulnerabilities.
The long-term trajectory of the ruble remains uncertain, exposed to fluctuations in energy prices, geopolitical tensions, and the effectiveness of Western sanctions. The long road ahead, economic prospects amidst uncertainty.
The conflict in Ukraine has plunged Russia's economy into uncharted territory. While the country has demonstrated an unexpected resilience, the long-term economic outlook remains shrouded in uncertainty.
The success of its pivot towards self-reliance, the durability of its new economic partnerships, and the ability to navigate persistent inflationary pressures will all determine its economic trajectory.
The conflict has underscored the interconnected nature of the global economy and the potent weaponization of financial systems.
It has also exposed the limits of sanctions as a tool of foreign policy, highlighting the adaptability of targeted economies and the potential for unintended consequences.
As the conflict continues, its economic ramifications will continue to reverberate, shaping not only Russia's future, but also the contours of the global economic order.